Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today, what I'm going to try to do is record some gameplay of Arkham Origins at 60 frames per second. I was going to try to do 1080p, but it looks like I get some lag, and I'm not quite positive what's causing it yet, as I'm new to gameplay recording. So, what the plan is to try to go in and, excuse me, try to give just a thorough commentary on the gameplay. There's a lot of channels that do reviews, which are very handy, but I figured it'd be kind of cool just to talk with the gameplay. So the first thing you'll notice is when someone attacks me, see those lightning bolts over their heads. Almost like Spider-Man's spider sense.
We got a problem, boy.
And the timing's a bit different when they throw boxes and stuff like that. And that's actually another good example of a variation. Up to 3 people can come at you at a time. And when that happens, you basically just keep tapping it. Almost once for each person. But yeah, this is the basic defense move you have against normal attackers. These are just guys that are unarmed, or they might be armed with, say, pipes, or even if they pick up those boxes. You can pretty much get through the whole thing just countering. Although, you know, it's not as much fun. And that is a non-lethal takedown, which you can do once your combo meter gets to, I believe, 5. And later on in the game, you unlock those shock gauntlets, which, after you build the meter up enough, hit the button prompt, you'll electrify your gauntlets, and it makes you a lot more dangerous. So last time was just pretty much demonstrating countering that pretty much everybody knows. So now, we're going to try to mix in attacking. And what you got to do is balance between attacking and counterattacking, because what'll happen is if you get too focused in on just attacking everyone, someone can run behind you and smack you. And one of the other techniques that was new, that I like to do is the cape stun, like so, and then you follow by just mashing the punch button, and you do the beat down there. I really like doing that, and it's actually the only way you can take out the armored guys. Well, that and a non-lethal takedown. But in standard combat, yeah, it's a beat down and then throw the punches in. You go right for him. So, now that I think this is either the 3rd or 4th round, I wasn't really paying attention. But since this is just the first challenge, all they're really going to do is just add more guys. That's pretty much all it's going to be for this one. This is one of the early challenges. Didn't see that box coming in time. No biggie. And again, like, I'm not the best at this game, I'm not an expert, I just enjoy it a lot. I figured I understand it enough to talk a bit about the gameplay mechanics for those that maybe haven't tried it or were thinking about it. Because you never know, not every game is for some folks that didn't try, like, the Mass Effect series for quite a long time. So, never know. Something like this might be handy. And again, I'm playing on the Wii U, which, from what I heard, is the more stable of the 3 versions of the game. I heard that there was a lot of problems with freeze-ups and lock-ups, stuff like that. And I haven't experienced that too often on the Wii U version. I think it's only locked up on me a couple of times, and that's after playing for like hours. So anyway. Another technique I'm going to try to use once I knock down enough people is the multi-takedown, right there. What you do is you build up your meter. You might need 7 points on it. You knock everybody down, and once they're on the ground, you tap B and A, and you'll throw a batarang for every person that's prone. Which is neat. It's a good way to clear the room. Especially when you're outnumbered. Well, you're always outnumbered. If you're outnumbered heavily, if say there's like 10 guys or more, it's a handy move to do to give you some breathing room. And also, when you're up in the air, if you think of it, you can even rotate the camera around, make sure there's nobody behind you. So yeah, this is just some of the basic gameplay mechanics. Let's see if we can go to one that's a little bit harder. There we go, Intensive Training Extreme. This one should have more regular villains. And Batman Arkham Origins is... I know some fans didn't quite like it. There were some changes they made. I enjoyed it. Although I've enjoyed all the Batman games that they've done since Arkham Asylum. Enjoyed that. Arkham City. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed Arkham Origins as well. Some people didn't like how they added in the Electra gauntlets, and it removed a bit of the challenge, which I can understand that criticism. It does make things a lot easier. There are certain weapon types that you just ignore them, like the car doors. If someone's running at you with a car door as a weapon, you can pretty much punch right through it, and you really couldn't do that before. So anyway, here's that armored guy I mentioned before. So I can either use the non-lethal takedown, but I'm going to use the beatdown rush just because I can, basically. So again, it's cape stun, and then you just start mashing the attack button, and you just pummel them. Now, when there's a mob of people, you just got to watch your back, basically, because while you're engaged in that, as you can see there, people run up behind you. Oh, and here's a new weapon type, a knife. Now, with the knife, they swipe at you 3 times. So what you want to do is, with the knife, you want to hit the counter button, but you hold it down and move your joystick away from the guy swinging at you. And you have to repeat that 3 times. In the beginning of the game, I think you can only dodge it, but eventually you hit a point where you can get a counterattack, and that works slightly differently. Basically, you hold the direction, your movement directional stick, away from the guy swiping at you, but you only hold down the counter button when he's swinging. And in between his swipes, you release. It takes a little while to get used to the timing. It's not too bad, but once you get it down, like there, it's no biggie. Eventually, a guy with a knife shouldn't really scare you. Well, not that any of these guys should scare you. You're Batman. But yeah, this early combat mission is pretty simple. It's just a couple of knives and a couple of armored guys, so these are fairly easy. Another technique that I enjoy about this game is the disarm ability. See if I can do it. There, that was actually a demonstration of a disarm technique, but since he was using one of those canisters, the animations are a bit differently. I might be able to charge it up in time. Yeah, there we go. If somebody else grabs a weapon. Nope, they're all gone. All unconscious. I'll try to demonstrate that in the next round, what it looks like when you use a disarm. I love using disarms on car doors and guns as well. Basically, you just snatch the gun out of their hand and you just take it apart. If it's a knife or a bottle, sometimes I use like the broken bottle as a knife. You just kind of smash it. Let's see here. Oh, that's a pipe. No, my bad. That was a baseball bat. Too busy talking, I wasn't paying attention to that box flying out. Try to demonstrate it again. There we go. Let's try this out. He should grab it. So he just like shattered the knife with his hand. And I'm usually very bad at aiming my batarangs. I've been trying to practice it lately. But if you can get used to countering with the batarangs, it makes a world of difference. There'll be maps where people have basically projectiles. It'll either be a gun, a propane tank. What else do they use besides propane? Oh yeah, sometimes it's just a crate. And when they come at you with that stuff, you can leap over to them. Like if it's, I'm trying to think. If it's the same with the propane tanks and the crates, if you just leap over them, sometimes they'll be off balance, but you jumping over their heads and they'll drop it, which is good. But for example, that guy in the distance there, I think I got him. If you can just whip a batarang at him, it's a lot simpler if you can aim them. But I'm usually terrible at aiming batarangs. If I had $1 for every time I threw a batarang and missed, oof. Could probably buy a couple of copies of this game for all my buddies, and then buy a house. So yeah, that's just some of the gameplay mechanics, more in depth. I'm hoping to do more in-depth gameplay videos. That's what I'm hoping to be the theme of this channel. As there's plenty of Let's Plays and there's plenty of reviews, which are very helpful. But I thought it'd be neat to try to do something where you just in-depth talk about nothing but the gameplay. And then at the end, I'll probably mention some of the things that I really like about it. And yeah, that's the concept I'm working with. And this has been the end of one of the early tests. All right, see you guys later.